ẹ̀yin tèmi máa kó àbọ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ àtàárọ̀ sórí ìkànnì ti Òṣùṣù ti ilé ẹ̀kọ́ Yorùbá wa níbi tí a ti kọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀ka ẹ̀kọ́ nínú èdè tiwantiwa, èdè kóòtù òjíire, èdè Yorùbá. Ẹ tẹ̀lé ẹgbàá gbọ́ kí ẹ sì pín. Pípín ni pé kó lè kárí. Àkànjú sí pípín o, ṣùgbọ́n káwọn kan lè máa jàǹfààní rẹ̀, torí pé à ń ṣe sílẹ̀ fún àǹfààní ọ̀la ni, à ń ṣe sílẹ̀ fún ìmúlò wa ni. A ò ṣe torí èní. Ìdí nìyẹn tẹ́ pé ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ pín káàkiri. Ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ ta ogbó ẹ̀ sí àwọn olòmíràn, kẹta ogbó ẹ̀ kẹtàrí ẹ̀ sí àwọn olòmíràn tó kàn. Bí ẹ̀kọ́ kan bélébélé máa lọ lọ́wọ́ tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ níbi tó ti gbogbo ẹ̀ka ẹ̀kọ́ sínú èdè tiwantiwa, èdè Yorùbá. Àṣírí nìyẹn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni gbogbo nǹkan wọ̀nyí kò ṣeé fojú lásán ṣe. Ẹnìkan kò lè pilẹ̀ láìṣe pé a fún ẹ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ̀bùn. Ohun tá bá ti fún ẹ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ̀bùn, bó bá ti sùn wọ́n máa rí, bó dúró wà máa rí. Àyàfi àwọn kan tá a fún ní ẹ̀bùn ọ̀hún tó wá ṣe ẹ̀bùn ọ̀hún lò tọ́rọ̀ fi yin Eléèdúà lógo. A fún ẹ ní ẹ̀bùn gẹ́gẹ́ bí olùkọ́, wá sọ́dọ̀ ogun sáwọn tó kù lọ́rùn. A fún ẹ ní ẹ̀bùn gẹ́gẹ́ bí olùdarí, gẹ́gẹ́ bí olórí àdúgbò, gẹ́gẹ́ bí olórí orílẹ̀-èdè, ó wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ìṣirò, ọ̀run máa bí ọ́. Ipa tó ní kálukú máa kó láyé ń bẹ níbẹ̀. Bóyá o kópa pé kí ayé kó ní ìdàgbàsókè tàbí kí ayé kó di ẹ̀yìn, gbogbo ẹ̀ la máa bí ọ́. Àbí Fẹ́rò, àbí Mósè, ṣùgbọ́n ẹ jẹ́ ká kó ipa rere. Ká tó tẹ̀síwájú nínú ẹ̀kọ́ tiwa, ìbéèrè yìí ti wà lọ́wọ́ mi láti bí ọjọ́ mẹ́ta kan. Mo ní kí sáyé ṣe fún àwọn tó mú wá láti ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn Gábàsì lọ́rin, àwọn East Gábàsì, àwọn tí East lọ́ọ̀ látọ̀dọ̀ wọn ló ti wá. Mo ní kí sáré ṣe, bóyá ọ̀la a máa lọ sórí kókó ẹ̀kọ́ kẹta. Kókó ẹ̀kọ́ ni topic, ẹ̀ka ẹ̀kọ́ ni subject. Lórí ẹ̀ka ẹ̀kọ́ ìrísí physics, bóyá látọ̀la bẹ̀rẹ̀, ọ̀ bóyá a máa tún máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ ìṣirò. Ṣùgbọ́n láti bí ọ̀la a máa lọ sí orí ti ọ̀dọ̀ wa, torí pé látàrí èyí báyìí mo fẹ́ kọ́ eléyìí ní èdè tó fi mú wá, èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì ni mo fẹ́ kọ́ nǹkan tó wà lẹ̀ kó lè yé wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ti ṣe ìlérí fún wọn pé bọ́ bá ṣe mú wá a máa ṣe. Welcome my people, my fans from the other side, my fans from the East. I received this particular question from them since about 2 days ago. Here I am now to resolve the question, to put an explanation to the question, to analyze the question. Particular this question. It looks so complex, but with the help of analysis, it will be understood. Here goes the question. I think it's from it's still friction. It's coming from additional mathematics. Maybe after this explanation, my people over there will be using this particular explanation to deal with the rest. So maybe the next other time they will come in another topic, because about 3 or more than that questions I've received them from them. They all have to do with friction, other additional mathematics. This goes this way. 3 masses A, B, C are connected by light inextensible strings, as shown, where B is held on a rough horizontal plane. Coefficient of friction is this 0.6. The pulleys are smooth. When B is released, what will be the acceleration of the masses? Here is acceleration due to gravity, G. They say, as shown, let us display what is written here. As shown, I have the drawing somewhere. Here is the drawing of all the literature written down here. It comes this way. Let us call here a plane horizontal level. On this plane horizontal level, we have a block. We have a block A, B, C. On the drawing here, we have them in 3 stages like that. That's another block. And they call this one block A. They call this one block B. They call this one block C. They feel this one to be 6 kilogram from the question. Here this one is filled to be 2 kilogram. Here is filled to be 4 kilogram. That is how it looks. That is the appearance of the system. Here are the pulleys. Here are the pulleys. A block, a block, a block. The first thing, okay, let me read the question. Plane. Coefficient. They gave us coefficient, which is coefficient, That's limiting friction. This coefficient, 0.6. 0.6. The pulley are smooth. No zigzag. They are smooth. When B is released, when they release this B, but this B was egg, something is egg. It's egg. It was a point in time, stiff to that plane. It's egg. That means it's not allowed to move. But at a while, they release it. The pulley are smooth. When B is released, when they allow B to move, when B is no longer being held, what will be the acceleration? Yes, acceleration. of the masses. The masses now will move. When this one is released, this one has been heard, but now suddenly it's released. How we move? Because this one is a bigger mass, and the biggest mass. Bigger, the lower mass, the smallest mass. Biggest, bigger, big. When this one is released, how we come this way? That is the first thing we will observe. In mechanism. In mechanism. That is first thing we observe. And that we observe is that when this thing is released and this thing are moving this way, we must think of tension that will happen. Tension will be here on top of the string. Tension will be here. Tension will be here. Let us name this one to be tension number 1. Here to be tension number 2. When you look at a problem, think of what will happen to the problem. Take all your initiatives. Take all your knowledge to think of what will happen to the question, to the problem. Here is a teacher teaching. Teaching, not lecturing. Teaching. Teaching has to do with explanations. Lecturing only has to do with dictation. Dictation. Still, they call them lecturer. What are they lecturing? When they are no longer even carrying out research in the universities, in the institutions, in the polytechnic, they are no longer researching. I don't know what are even being paid for. All the children are not enough for that to even research by themselves. That is why there is no new invention, no new invent, no new incident, no new invention. When they are no longer researching, what would they invent? They are only receiving salaries. But here is a teacher teaching. Think of two tensions. One here. The biggest tension will be, or the bigger tension will be this one. When this one is finally released, every block will rush to this direction. I haven't thought of that. The next thing happened to be the reaction on top of this floor. Because in the friction, there must be reaction in between the reaction of the surface of this floor to the against the block that is resting on it. Reaction. This block must be which is bringing about friction that is opposing the movement of this one. The way this one is want to move, the friction will be opposing it opposes moving of one object relatively with another object in contact. When you want to move it, friction, that force will oppose. That is the reaction between the two faces that are in contact. The reaction between them is brought about the friction. That is the reaction. Reaction, you think of the reaction. Reaction, which is directly equals to the weight of this thing. And this weight of this thing, when I'm talking about weight, has to do with gravity. The weight of it will be 4g. This g is acceleration due to gravity. Those are the things we think of to solve problem. We think of all these things to solve problem. If you can think like that, you are even in most especially in the theory aspect. If you can analyze yourself up to a point, the teacher will give it to you. Even if the answer is not even correct, but when the teacher can see that at least you have beat up to 75%, the mark will be given to you. Think of this one too. The way this one is going this way, this one will be drawing down. That's another one here. This one now, it will be drawing down too. That's another one here. 6G. But the movement of this one should be this. One movement of this one will be this. Movement. 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 Then we have designed their position now. The next thing is that the exact question here is that when B is released, what will be the acceleration? Acceleration of the masses, not only one of them, of the masses. Of the masses. We are going to find the acceleration out of the masses. The acceleration will be only one single acceleration. But they move in one direction with the same force. We are having only single acceleration for them. How do we get the single acceleration? We are going to have a first question here, second question here, third equation here, because we have three stages, three different type of blocks. The first block 6, second 4, the third is 2. But the first block, what will be happening here? This weight here that will be working here will automatically be this 6G equals to this particular mass will be there. This particular mass. This mass will stand, which is a force now. It will stand as mass times acceleration. The acceleration that you carry this mass here and the mass itself will work together. This weight will be the one that will be acting on them, that is drawing them down. This weight will be equal to this particular mass, and this mass is 6 alongside its acceleration. I don't want to be naming by saying W equals to MA, the weight equals to the mass, because you should know that I'm talking about weight here. I'm talking about mass and acceleration here. That's why I'm breaking it out like that. Proceed. This one that is coming down has to do with this. It's carrying all this tension down. It's carrying all this tension down. From here to here, we are working now. From here to here, what is happening here? That means this particular weight is drawing all this one down. Will be here plus here. That 6A plus T1. That is all we have here. That is doing the operation, which necessarily mean or interpreted to be T1 equals to 6A minus 6G. Equation 1. Equation 1 is brought about to this side. Now the next is equation 2. Equation 2 will be about this one. What happened here? Here has to do with equation 2. Here has to do with equation 2. This T1 here that is drawing all this one, that is where I go to get equation 2. This T1 here will be equals to the friction that is happening here. And the friction that is happening here is equals to the moon and the reaction. The moon and the reaction. The friction that is working here is equal to the moon and the reaction. What is the moon? The moon is 0.6 multiplied by the reaction. What is the reaction? Reaction is equal to 4G. 4G. This is reaction. This is reaction. Reaction equal to this one. What is happening between the block and the plane where the block is placed is the reaction. The mass itself, color is still there, plus the mass and the acceleration of the mass. It's not yet finished. It's not ended yet. Between here and here, the tension T2 is equally still drawing because we are calculating in between here. It will call it be drawn. This number and this tension T2. We are supposed to add it to it. Plus T2. Now, let us rearrange. T1 minus T2 will be now equals to this 0.6 times this 4. .6 times 4. 2.4. The product of these two. 2.4 G. Plus this one is still there. 4A. That will give us equation 2. Now we have gotten equation 2. Now remain equation 3. From here to here, we are going to realize equation 3 there, which has to do with the T2, the weight, and the mass. Now, when something is moving in this way, T2 will now be the one that will be drawing this one up. Automatically, the T2 will be equal to the addition of the mass and the weight. T2 here will be equal to 2A, here is 2A plus the 2G. This is the mass times acceleration. For the movement, this is the weight. The product of the mass and the acceleration due to gravity. Those are the things we need to know about all these things. If you know how to analyze, how to specify, the rest will be simple. You'll be able to calculate what you need. When you understand the body of a question, when you understand what you are going to do with a question, those are the things we should be looking for. What is happening here? What is happening here? You fetch it out and you make a calculation. Question 3. Now, since we have been able to get the 3 different equations, we now need to go for substitution. We substitute. Substitution. Substituting we are going to substitute all. Let us use equation 2 because equation 2 has to do with the both sides. Equation 2 has the tension T1, the tension T2. We are going to substitute them inside the equation 2. T1 is equal to 6G. Let me bring the T1 here first. We have T1 minus T2 equals to 2.4 G plus 4A. T1 6G minus 6a, that's T1, minus T2. T2, you consider the minus here. Then you open a bracket. T2 equals to 2a plus 2g. I will be equals to 2.4 g 2.4g plus 4a. This is my marker. 2.4g plus 4a. 2.4g plus 4a. Now, rearrange 6g minus 6a minus times 2 minus 2a times 2 minus 2g equals to 4g plus 4a. Now coming on. We're about to arrive. Now rearrange. Let us talk about the g. G come to this side. We have 6g. We have another minus 2g. Minus 2g. Have another minus 2.4g equals to 4a. We have minus 6a. We have minus 2a. We are coming on. The moment a question is understood, it is solved. Here we have minus 2g, minus 2.4g, and 6g. That will give us 1.6g equals to here, not minus, plus 6a plus 2a. From here to here, the sign will change. Now, here we have 12a. 12a. Mind you, this particular g they gave us, that is the acceleration due to gravity, 10 in value. That 10 will be multiplied by this 1.6, which will give us 16 equals to, here is 2a, I mean 12a, that's it, where we have the acceleration. The acceleration will now be equals to 16 over 12. 16 divided by 12. 16 divided by 12 give us 1.33. 1.33 meter second per second square. Meter per second square. 1.33 meter per second square. That is the acceleration of, they said, when B is released, what will be the acceleration of the masses? They have a unit acceleration. Only one acceleration all of them move, have, because they move with the same weight. The same way that move them will now cause them to be moving on a single acceleration. That is acceleration for all of the blocks at which they move. It was looked so complex, but when you examine or you put understanding, no, you must have understood. You must have studied what is happening here. You must have known how to analyze. You must be having solution somewhere. What to do? By practice, you perfect things. That is it. The acceleration of both of them. You can see the way we move. This happen to be a product of understanding. If you understand, you'll be able to produce something. This one is complex. A complex question. But when you understand, you know what to do. You know how to analyze it and get the solution. That is acceleration they are talking about. We have been able to fetch it out. I appreciate my further mathematics students over there that are tending, they are tending to learn, to know, to challenge. And I would like the same thing to be applicable to others. Let us spend to learn. Let us bend to learn. It is a pity that in Africa today, we are now made for the ready-made. We are no longer made to exploit. And the white men that have been exploiting, they are still exploiting. The white men that have been doing things, they are still trying to do more. But we, the one that the white men have done, have made, we are only trying to be consuming them. An engineer that will now be looking for an establishment whereby we'll be practicing management as a manager. It's an engineer. Even being in the industry itself, if there's any challenge, you will not be able to handle spanner 12, spanner 10 to do anything. But he studied engineering in school. Studied engineering in school. What is the essence of your being an engineer? An engineer that will now be seeking for work in the banking sector. That is why our engineers are now looking for work. Because we don't want to do anything. Other to do road, we'll be hiring Lebanese, they call them. Lebanese. We'll be hiring Lebanese. We'll be hiring technical students from the white body to come and be doing road for us. Africans. When shall we be wise? Would that one be the next world to come? Another world is about to come. May God help us and bless the work of our hand. Amen. Thank you, my people. More and more, let them be coming. The more you bring it to me, the tending I will have to put solution to them. Thank you.